Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome is directed by George Miller and George Ogilvy, and it stars Mel Gibson and Tina Turner and follows a lone roving warrior who is exiled into the desert. And this film marks Mel Gibson's last performance as the character of Mad Max Wakastanzi as of today. The character he was replaced with Tom Hardy. Tom Hardy would play the character Mad Max in the next film, Mad Max Fury Road. As I was watching this movie, as I was watching this movie, I thought to myself, this is actually the first movie that feels like a Disney movie. I don't know why, but this movie felt very Disneyfied. Maybe it's because of the kids or because I don't know about you, but I got a lot of Disney vibes and with Peter Pan, like and the Lost Boys, you know. Maybe it's just me, or maybe you might feel the same way. And by the way, Tina Turner, you know, no wonder that was Tina Turner because I was watching this movie and this is my very first time watching this movie. Like I've never seen this film in the 24 years of my life. I've never seen this film until very recently. Um and I was watching the film and I was like, that woman, she looks really familiar. Her face. Where do I know her? I'm like, who is that? I'm like, that's Tina Turner. And I'm like, I read the credits and I'm like, oh my God. Surprise, surprise that was a huge surprise for me. Going into this film blind, not seeing poster. I've seen like maybe one or two posters, but I didn't see a trailer. I didn't read anything else, so that was a huge surprise for me. But yeah, once again, I've talked about this. I really enjoyed the first. I really loved the first um, Mad Max film, and Mad Max 2, the Fury Warrior, the Road Warrior, excuse me, the Road, yeah, Mad Max 2, the Road Warrior, um, was even better. The second Mad Max film was even better. It was definitely huge step up, and I loved it. It started feeling more like the Mad Max that we know right now, like this barren dystopian wasteland. And this one goes all out with the wasteland and the dystopian, setting. Um, but yeah, this film really depends so much on the character of Mad Max, and it is pretty sad but understandable. But seeing, Mel Gibson, and Mel Gibson, this is his last performance, his appearance um, as the character of Mad Max, and I thought he did a really good job. He went off, and what a way to go, Um, and the choreography with the vehicle chase sequences in this film is continues to be amazing with the stunts that made the original films very memorable. um um i would I will say, I don't know, man, because I will say Beyond Thunderdome, even though I really enjoyed this movie, and I had tons of fun, I will say, like, comparing this movie to, like, Furiosa, definitely, Fury Road, um, and, the Road Warrior, in the first film, I would say out of all the films in this franchise, I would say Beyond Thunderdome is the weakest. It's still great. It's still great, don't get me wrong. But like if you compare it to like the other films, I'm pretty sure we can all agree like this might be the weakest point, the lowest point of the Mad Max, trilogy. Um and, like I don't know, like the first film, like the first part of this movie was really good. It felt very Mad Maxy, like I know, and then the rest of the movie, like when Mad Max meets the children's, in this. wasteland, it started feeling like Peter Pan, and I'm like, and apparently I'm not the only one because I've been reading a few reviews, and like I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty sure a lot of people found it like it's the second part of this story felt way too similar to the Lost Boys from the story of Peter Pan. Um, yeah, it's just with the I, but yeah, it's just way too similar. Um, but yeah, I do love this movie. With the ideas, it still carries on the ideas and the themes and characterizations from the past two movies. So I will get that. I will give it that. Um, the action sequences and then the scenes are very creative. That but yeah, like very, the film has some very, strong performances by, Mel Gibson and Tina Turner, and also, the children actors. Um, but yeah, but yeah, this is the first, but yeah, I can understand why people don't like this movie because it feels very like Hollywood or like Disneyfied a bit, especially because of the comparisons and the similarities with Peter Pan, and the Lost Boys, and not only that, but also because out of all the trilogies so far, this one has a very lighter tone, and I don't think George Miller or uh, Mel Gibson intended it for it to be to have a lighter tone. But yeah, um, that's uh, that's pretty much all I have to say. But yeah, I do like the word Thunderdome is such an interesting terminology as a way to describe a contest in which the loser suffers a great hardship. Um, and it definitely plays a very big role. That theme plays a very big role in this film. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that's all I have to say for Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. Don't get me wrong, I'm not like shitting all over this movie. It's still a really good, enjoyable, entertaining movie. But yeah, it's definitely in my opinion, personally, it's the lowest point out of the three um, films, of this trilogy. It is the lowest point because of the lighter tone and because of the similarities. It feels very Disneyfied, you know but even though it's not. But yeah, that's all I have to say, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for taking time to listening to my review, my thoughts. Please like and subscribe. Definitely subscribe because that would help me out a lot. I'm grateful for that. I'm thankful for that. I love you guys, and I'll see you in my next video. Peace.